It in.
Let's see how you look right now.
All right, gonna suck it in, everybody.
On camera.
There's like 1 million people on. Yep, we're approaching 5 million people tuning in. They're all just so hit the like button now before you hear something you don't like.
We can move this chat right here. Pop that chat. We'll throw it over here. So people say something and just comment right there. And a couple questions.
What are you doing? I can't see my face. My beautiful face.
I know it's fading away slowly.
Oh, we got one person here. Hello, person. We appreciate you going live with us. Can you say hello in the comments so we know you can hear us?
I think we're still counting down right now.
Oh, they're on there. They're in. We're live.
We're going to give it a few, actually about 2 or 3 minutes, guys. And then we'll start chit-chatting.
Type a hi right there and see if the person sees her hi.
Oh,
does anybody see the chat?
Just want to make sure people are people. Yeah, I guess it's one person. So,
are you a robot? Is there a robot watching us? That'd be awesome. It's an error.
Error. That's not good. Still got a couple minutes. So Nick, tell us your life story. So I was like, we're gonna log on and you're doing that. Like, what is this guy doing?
But if I turn my chair, you can easily see it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's movie magic, man. Movie magic. All right, we got one person who's just like waiting to ask questions. What's your question, friend? It doesn't say who our one participant is, but we have one person watching.
He or she who must not be named. Maybe it's us.
Do we count as one?
That's what I'm wondering right now.
We're the one.
We may or may not be the one. All right, it's 7:30. I think we're gonna go ahead and start this bad boy.
No, give it a minute. Give it a minute.
All right.
Let's let the masses. Oh, we got to see. We've just doubled our audience. You're about to lead that one person out.
There you go.
Doubled our audience.
We just want to start.
I wanted to wait just 2 seconds more, and we doubled our audience. That's how you do it.
It's exciting. What's going on, guys?
Now we're at 3. It's not gonna stop. We're gonna go up to 5 million views. Come on, 5 million.
Share with all your friends, guys. We're giving it another minute because we just had a couple people join just like in 10 seconds.
That's right. No one's watching the clock. They're going to come in. Have a few more people join us, and we'll get to all your questions and tell you a little bit about. Oh, see, we're at 4, and it keeps getting higher and higher. I hope you all have a lot of good questions for us. We got a lot of good answers.
Yep.
Hopefully, everyone's staying safe and.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh, we lost somebody. They're like, I'm not waiting. Oh, we lost 2 people. Okay, we better start. We've lost half our audience because I wanted to wait a minute.
All right, guys. Welcome to our little mini session here for answering your questions about storm damage claims, specifically what's happened here in the Houston area the last couple of weeks with people's pipes busting, calling in insurance claims, and using contractors and just answering questions in general.
They hope they're using contractors.
That's right. Maybe they're using, maybe they're not.
Well, so a little bit about us. If you don't know, we're Blue Heron Construction. We are a general contractor, which means we have painters, roofers, floors, sheetrock guys, all different types of trades that work with us, with our company exclusively. And they do great work, and we hold them to a high standard. So versus you just finding a guy who's working at your neighbor's house doing sheetrock, and you say, "Hey, how much to do mine?" And he gives you a price, and then he does sloppy work and leaves, and you're like, "Wait, what happened?"
Or he doesn't finish your work.
Doesn't finish your work. He took your money and he just left.
He takes your money and then you never see him again.
He did a nice job at your neighbor's house, but he took your money and just left because he wasn't reputable. And we don't want that to happen to anybody. So we are a general contractor. We are insured, and we've been in business for years now, and we're doing a lot of good work here in the Sugar Land, Richmond, Katy, Southwest Houston, up Cypress, Tomball, Jersey Village, shout out.
We've done work all around town,
inside the loop and everywhere. We're here to support and help you guys any way we need. So we had the winter storm, and a lot of people had broken pipes.
So we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. We've had a lot of questions from people calling us out, asking us kind of what should be the process, like what do they do next? And we figured it'd be best to probably give a video talking a little bit about like what the process is, what's the process to this. And so the first question you have to ask yourself is how much damage do you have, right? Like when your pipe busted, did it flood a full entire room, or did it just cause like a little bit of a leak where you turned it off automatically and then there was nothing to really worry about? Because what we're going to talk about specifically, insurance claims.
Yeah, you want to gauge your level of damage and figure out. Well, the first thing obviously you want to do is you want to stop the leak. Mitigate your damages. So after you had something like that, I'm sure hopefully everyone's got their pipes fixed. If you have broken pipes or anything like that, you stop the water from damaging anything further. You turned off your water, whatever. So you do that first, and then you got to gauge whether am I going to hit my insurance deductible with this? I've had many different people call me out saying their houses were destroyed, and you go out there, you're like, where's the issue? And it was a broken pipe above the garage, and they caught it after 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And the garage is, there's water staying on the ceiling, but it's a small water leak, and it was caught quickly and dried out, and nothing's going to happen with that because the water's not even 10% saturation because it was caught so quickly.
Yeah, that can be an issue too, is what we've been seeing is there are some people who maybe weren't in their homes during the time that their pipe leaked or their pipe busted, and they don't know how long the water was on for. And that can be an issue for the fact that when they did turn it off and everything did somewhat dry out, because honestly, a lot of people, they just kind of feel the wall and they're like, oh, it dried out, it's fine now. They don't understand that there's probably still some moisture behind that wall. And we've been using a lot of moisture meters on people's houses where they thought that, hey, like it was just in my garage, only in my garage. And maybe a little bit of water went inside the house and maybe touched a little bit of the floors, but we just need to go up to this area right here and cut it out, and then it's going to be okay. But then we use our moisture meters and it shows 20%, 30% moisture in those areas. That stuff's got to come out, guys. If you don't cut out the moisture in those areas and start airing those areas out, it's very possible you might get some foreign substance that we don't necessarily specialize in, but it could start growing, and you don't want that to be an issue because you don't want to be in the process of trying to sell your house next year, and then you have an inspector that's like, hey, we've got something behind your walls here.
Well, you just don't want to live with that stuff.
That's too.
Even if you're going to live in that house for the rest of your life, you don't want that. You don't want stuff growing behind your walls, making you sick all the time, and you're wondering what's going on. Why am I sick all the time? Because we didn't properly take care of the problem when we had the opportunity. Because and sadly, some people, this is better than Harvey because most people have insurance for broken pipes. But sadly, some people are finding out they have limits on their policies, and that's sad as well. But We can
Good
still
deal.
help you guys out and help you get you taken care of. Even if you have a limit on your policy, one of the things that you should take advantage of is loss of use. Most insurance policies have loss of use. If you don't know what that is if your house catches on fire or it floods or whatever happens to it, and you can't live in the house because of the work being done, or just for whatever reason you can't live in the house. Loss of use is your insurance company puts you in a hotel, they pay for your food and all that stuff because you can't cook at your house. So you have to eat out all the time, which is more expensive. So the insurance company will actually pay that money to you so you can get the work done. So you're not paying double fees to get that stuff done. So you can take advantage of stuff like that as well. And to check to see if you have that, just call your insurance company and ask what your coverage is on that sort of stuff. But most people should have stuff, but most people, like we said, have broken pipe coverage in their insurance policy. So you should be able to get your repairs done through the insurance company, especially if they're extensive. We have people who've lost their whole house.
Yeah.
Multiple, 4 pipes break in 4 parts of the house, and all the wood floors and all the walls and all the insulations all just wet. It's soaked. It has to come out, especially because nobody could get out there for the whole city was shut down for 48 hours, right? You couldn't drive anywhere because of the ice. So that water sat there and it couldn't get dried up for 48 hours. That means it's past the point of just cleaning it up. You got to start ripping it out. And so if you have any questions about that, you should contact a contractor like us and go out there and give you hopefully a free estimate or a free assessment evaluation of the
just to tell you your situation, because I can tell you right now that if you don't get this done right now, where someone's assessing the damage, or if just to see if there is damage at all, it's going to get to that point where the contractors are going to get so busy that you're going to be last in line. And I can tell you right now that's already starting. Both materials and labor are about to get really, really short. They're actually short even before this all happened. Right
even
now.
With your insurance company, you don't want to put this off for too long. Your insurance company is going to be less likely to pay for your damages in a month from now if you file the claim versus you got on it fast and you filed a claim now. We're 2 weeks after the storm here, so you should have contacted your insurance company by now. But if you haven't, you still have time. You can still do it.
Definitely.
And you can have us come out or anyone go out and just check it out to see what your moisture is in your walls around those leaks and stuff like that, where your floor is affected. Even if it's just 5 feet area of your wood floors got soaked for, a longer period of 24 hours, they will warp. They're going to get ruined, and there's no way to fix a small area.
That's true.
The whole thing has to come out.
That's true. And guys, just also feel free to give us a comment, ask questions. We are going to read them if you got them.
There is a chat, yes.
So there's a chat if y'all have any questions. We've got some pre-questions that people have asked us throughout the last couple of weeks, so we're going to answer those, but throw it down. But when it comes to a general contractor in general, so
real quick, we got 4 people out there, and if somebody can just say hi to us in the chat so we know it's working, that would be appreciated. So if you can hear us,
hopefully,
you see the chat. Nothing to see here. We popped out. No, is that the chat right there? This might be technical difficulties we want to work through. Is that?
Oh, so we can move it over here.
Okay. All right.
That's all it is.
Okay. So he's gonna fix that again real quick.
Yeah, we'll just pop it out right there.
Okay. So the chat's working. So ask your questions at any point.
But
so we were at the process of getting with the insurance company now. So we've come out. We've said, hey, yeah, you got enough damage. Now we got to file the claim and we got to start doing the remediation process.
Yeah. So right before you get to that point, though, just like Nick was saying, you want to pick a competent general contractor, someone that's local, that has good ratings online. Oh, thanks for the chat there. Hey, I see you. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We want to make sure it's working.
Friend.
There you go. But you want to make sure that the person is local, that they're in town around here, or that they have a big enough business where they have some type of presence, right? You also want to make sure that they're insured. That's another thing. And then you want to see the ratings online. You don't just want to go with just some guy who you found over at the Home Depot and he says, I do sheetrock. That's his 3 words. I say, I do sheetrock, or I do work. And then you hire him and then you get all messed up there. So pick a good contractor first. And then when the contractor does his assessment, says, you know what, you've got some damage here, that contractor can assist you in calling your insurance company up with you if you need that. You can definitely call the insurance yourself and say, hey, I've got damage. My contractor said there's damage here. Let's go ahead and set up an adjuster appointment, because what you want to happen is you want a contractor like us here showing up to that adjuster appointment, because the adjuster is looking out for the insurance company. The adjuster's not looking out for y'all. And I hate to be like sounding like wrong.
Also, I mean, even if the adjuster's doing his job properly,
that's true.
They miss stuff. They're human beings. We're all human beings. Nobody's perfect. We're not perfect. We don't do you can't get everything right all the time. But that being said, we do know what to look for and what needs to be on these insurance estimates so that you're getting paid to actually get the work done properly. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll happily do the work." They'll take whatever they get, but it doesn't mean they're going to do it properly, because you want to make sure everything's being done right, and that all costs money to make sure it's done right.
Exactly. So the insurance is going to evaluate, and they're actually going to give you the estimate of what they believe is the damage that that needs to be taken care of. So you need a contractor to be able to look over that list of damage to make sure that what they're paying for is what you basically deserve in that claim. Like, hey, you need this, X, Y, and Z, taken care of. For example, you might have like some moisture on the bottom of your drywall, and usually you need to cut a flood line about 2 feet up. And the adjuster might just say, you know what, I think it's dry enough. And we're at that point in time right now where we're 2 weeks out from when a lot of people's pipes busted, where they take a moisture meter now and they put it into the wall, and it doesn't even show that there's moisture in that wall. But you and I both know that water at one point in time touched that wall, which means that it probably needs to come out. Again, the issue that you don't want to have is having mold inside the house or something of that substance inside the house and causing issues for your health.
Yeah. So that kind of goes to the next question people ask is, how many quotes should I be getting? So it's not quotes that you're looking for. You're looking for what services do you offer? Can you do the whole job? Are you just doing just the floors? Are you just a sheetrock company? Do you work with insurance? Because the insurance company is going to give you an estimate, and that estimate, whatever contractor you trust to use will take that estimate, and they can talk back to the insurance company and say, well, we need X, Y, Z. Please put this on the estimate. And the insurance company looks at it and goes, oh, that's absolutely right. We missed that. That goes back to what I said earlier, where adjusters miss stuff, and so they put it on the estimate. So you don't need multiple quotes. You just need multiple. You want to call a couple contractors and get a feel for them, decide whether they're the ones you want to work with. Do they have time for you?
That's
is there when can you get to me? I mean, at this point, how busy are you right now? Are you overwhelmed with people? If you're overwhelmed, are you going to take really good care of me? I mean, we're not at that point yet, but we are. We got a good number of clients from the storm here, and we're helping them out.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, guys, is that this right here, I'm telling everyone, is a marathon. It's not. This isn't going to be one of these sprints that you're going to have it done in 2 weeks here. What we're running into, like I talked a little bit about before, is that there is a huge demand right now for contractors and for laborers, for supply. That's another thing. I don't know if any of y'all have gone to the Home Depot lately, but I've been seeing them sold out of sheetrock and all sorts of stuff that are sold out. So prices go up on those things, right? Again, this is the reason why you want to use your insurance, because your insurance will cover a lot of those costs right there. But you gotta get it done as soon as possible, basically. But the marathon is going to be
getting the work done
correctly over a few months now, probably a couple of months.
I'm sure there's some guy who's happy to go out and get you 10 pieces of sheetrock and hang the sheetrock floated and do it all tomorrow. But are you even dried out yet? And we have been drying out houses for about 3 or 4 days because they're so extensive that you have to get the house dry before you bring in new stuff, or you're just ruining your other material. So you got to be patient about it. Make sure it's all done right. There's steps to be. It's construction. Not everything can happen all in a day. I mean, we wish we could put everyone's house back together in a day. It's going to take a month and a half, 2 months in some cases, depending on your amount of damage. So just be aware of that. Have realistic expectations. Set goals for you and your contractor to hit. and make sure they're holding to it. Everyone should be giving you a real expectation of how long something should take. Where are we going to be at this point next week? When can I move back in my home? Those are your goals, and you should need to be asking those type of questions.
Exactly. So you need that communication going between you and the contractor, and hopefully that'll move you forward in getting everything taken care of. And like I said, just be aware that this is going to be a timely process, but it'll get done as long as you have that trust with that contractor and you know that they're going to do good work. You should be all right. So that's the way I look at it. Another question. What we got? So this one right here.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Okay, so I got my floors wet. Should I be concerned about the baseboards or the sheetrock? I think we talked a little bit about that right there. That, yeah, if you had some water that maybe was like an inch, maybe 2 inches high.
And how long did it sit?
How long did it sit there? Exactly.
How much? How long did it sit?
Yes.
Where was it at? Was it near obviously it's going to go up. If it hit your floor and it was puddling on you came home to your kitchen, you left in the afternoon, you came back and you had water in your kitchen all over your floors, under your cabinets. I mean, where did that water go? It went into the walls behind the cabinets, on the bottom of the cabinets, the toe kicks. It's going to spread. So you got to do moisture checks. You got to figure that out. In most cases, you could probably rip stuff out to dry it out. But at the same time, floors are a tricky thing where you get moisture under, even if you have a floating floor. I know a lot of people have vinyl waterproof floors, and they go, "Well, my floors aren't damaged; they're waterproof." I'm like, that is correct, but there's moisture stuck underneath the floor.
Yes.
That's touching the sheetrock, that's touching your cabinets, and it's not drying out.
And that could be an issue.
And if it's not drying out after 4 days, if you put a moisture meter on your floor and it's like there's 100% moisture under that floor, that's not a good thing. That's water sitting for 4 days in your house is not a good deal. So that might be a time that the insurance will probably pay to remove and replace those floors, because they are going to be considered water damaged. Even though there might not actually be anything wrong with the material itself, the water underneath, sitting for that long of a period, is the problem.
Well, let me give you an example of that. I actually went to a client's house this past Sunday, and apparently they had a remediation crew go in there to mitigate some water damage that happened. And all they did was cut out like a little 4x4 section. They literally took a saw and cut out a 4x4 section of flooring where the water fell on, basically, and they just tried to dry it out, and that was it. And so I met with the adjuster that day, and I was like, "There's water underneath this floor." And he's like, "No, there probably is not going to be any water." I said, "No, there's water underneath the floor." I said, "You want to check?" And he's like, "Sure." We lifted up some of the vinyl, just the waterproof vinyl. We lifted that up, and sure enough, there was water underneath the pad. And it wasn't just like a little bit of water. It was a lot of water underneath it. And it was just crazy because the clients, they had just replaced their floor last year. So they were kind of like, "Well, I don't really want to replace the floor." And I'm like, "Well, do you want that moisture underneath all your floors? Because it's exactly what's going to stay there. It's not going to dry out, and then you're going to have issues."
It will dry out after a few months, but it's going to dry out and leave something else behind for you.
Yeah, so you definitely don't want that.
You want to get it taken care of. So we're at the point where if you have any questions out there, our four people who stuck with us tonight.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Y'all are awesome. Y'all are so cool.
Hit the like button. We got 4 people. I got one like.
One like.
Let's get 4 likes.
Let's get a couple more likes here.
Come on, do it. Do it. You know you want to.
Oh, man. Any questions, guys? We'll give you a minute. We'll give you a minute or so.
Not all at once.
I know.
Not all at once. Oh, somebody left.
All right.
We're losing y'all's attention now. All right. Well, I guess there is no questions. I hope the information we gave was helpful. If you have any issues, please give us a call at 832-600-3177. You can go find us on the web at blueherontx.com.
Yep.
Facebook us. Instagram us.
YouTube us.
Psychic message? No, we don't take psychic messages.
We will post this video on YouTube. So if you were still wondering about some of the stuff that we were talking about and we were talking too fast, you'll be able to rewind. And
yeah, or if you know anyone who might think it's helpful to them, just
That's
share
it.
it, tag them in it, let them know. And you feel free to call us with your questions. And we want to thank you guys for sticking with us tonight, and be safe.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.